was straight, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you hip in the front seat. Get my meals, I'm gunning for the money. Money in the bank. Come on with a dank. Skrillin' in a tank. Rolling with the gang. You sick and I on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Morax.
What up, though?
We got young Christopher in the TD booth and JB Smooth. I'm kidding. JB Smooth. Calling it a sick day. We are joined by the legendary, legend killer, Flannel Sam.
Man, what up, guys? I like your introductions the best because on other shows it's just kind of like, yeah, Sam, but you guys really hype me up. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We're not on his hit list. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Flannel Sam's birthday was yesterday. Happy belated, brother. How old did you turn, by the way?
31, believe it or not.
Oh,
I am an old man.
Yeah.
You're in your Kirby Joseph year.
Kirby Joseph, he didn't ball out last week. Not talking about last week, but the week before, he was really balling.
That is fair.
That's the 31 you want to be.
That's the 31 I want to
100%.
be.
Packers Kirby Joseph.
Packers Kirby Joseph.
Speaking of balling, a stat came out today. I think it was Detroit Lions PR.
Yeah.
You're the one that found it, actually, Alex Anzalone.
Alex Anzalone, yeah, he's actually been doing something. You see, since joining the Lions in 2021, Alex Anzalone is one of 3 NFL linebackers to produce at least 150 tackles, 10 passes defended, 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and this season he's one of 5 with something. I don't know. It went off the screen. with at least 70 tackles, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble. So the man has been playing well. He catches a lot of slack. He did have a huge missed tackle on that Justin Fields 65-yard touchdown run in the last game. But when you dive into the stats, the guy's actually playing well. So how do you feel about that? Are the stats overrated and he doesn't pass the eye test?
No, they're overrated for sure. That's like one thing I think I actually discussed it on this show. It was either during the podcast or maybe it was on Booner's podcast. Make sure you guys check that one out. But if you're a middle linebacker and or safety, I'm not that impressed with like your tackle stats. Those are the positions like that get the most tackles. Like traditionally, like just in the NFL, like you're on the second level of the defense. You know what I'm saying? If they make it past the defensive line, you're then, you know what I'm saying, you're cleanup. That's your job. Am I not correct in that? Flannel Sam? Like given context, I feel like that linebacker and safety is like you should have a lot of tackles. No?
Yeah, I mean his tackle numbers honestly as a whole aren't that impressive, but at the same time, I think what that stat speaks to is he's been better this year than he was last year. I think last year he was arguably the worst starting linebacker in the NFL. And this year, I think he's been at the very least passable. And those numbers don't lie. He does have sort of a hint of versatility, but I still think if he's your starting linebacker, your defense is not very well off. And it's been shown. Their defense, despite being better the last few games, still is a bottom-tier defense.
Yeah, he's one of 5. One of 5 NFL linebackers with 70 tackles, a sack, and a forced fumble.
Yeah, another thing, too, is like back-to-back years now, historically bad defenses.
Yeah.
Like, at that position, interception, forced fumble, sure. The forced fumble came off of last game where he, Justin Fields fumbled going out of bounds there. And he has looked a lot better this year than he did last year. I will admit that about Alex Anzalone. And I've always said, like, he's good between the years, like fundamentally. That's why he's the guy calling the plays now that Tracy Walker went down. But it's the,
on the field stuff.
Yeah, he's not.
He doesn't pass the eye test. Those are good stats, though. I mean, I agree with you. When I see him in games, it doesn't jump out of the screen of the things that he's doing and what he's doing. But man, it's hopefully that is something to come, and he can continue that kind of performance for the rest of the year because he has been at the top of the Lions stat sheet consistently throughout this season. And like you said, he is playing middle linebacker, so it's kind of the garbage man cleanup role on some of those tackles.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like the linebacker position, safety position, you kind of, I guess you can't say that you expect those numbers because apparently they're pretty rare, but you're going to get that kind of stuff. It's athleticism, I guess, for me. It's eye test stuff, like you said.
It's eye test stuff.
I'm not trying to bash him again.
You want to see it. You want to see him making kind of game-breaking plays. Is that what you're saying? You haven't seen him do anything out of the ordinary?
just not even game-breaking plays. Just, I guess he's been he's gotten pass coverage a couple of times this year. It's been embarrassing because that was one of the guys I was kind of, I don't want to say expected a big year out of. I definitely did. That definitely wasn't the case, but I went to defend him one time, and there go Mobby. He does he has a YouTube channel. He breaks down the Lions game film, and he was nitpicking that guy Alex Anzalone. I was like, I can't really defend.
He
that
seems
stuff.
to have a lot of missed assignments. I've seen him have.
He led the league in missed tackles last year.
He led the league in missed tackles last year. He had that blown tackle on the Justin Fields touchdown run. So I don't know. It might just be a compounding theme of, like you said, our defense and our linebacking core not doing so well. But if he continues those stats, he's having himself a good year, and that's all you can ask for.
100%. Breaking news, by the way, in the MMA community: Mackenzie Dern. Is she strawweight?
Yes.
Single.
She's single. Officially on the market.
Officially single.
Yeah.
That is my biggest MMA crush, hands down. Mackenzie Dern.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Oh, she's fine.
My only concern is Pete Davidson might have to. He might beat us to the punch. This guy, who's the new one he's dating now? Some supermodel.
I don't know. Yeah.
Because your name, Chris?
No, I don't.
Who? Oh, Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Emily Ratajkowski.
Yeah.
She's fine too.
How?
I don't know.
What does Pete Davidson have that I
A
don't?
lot of money. Apparently a 10-inch wang.
Is it though? I know.
He's funny. I think you're funny.
Thanks, dude.
You got that going.
What is it?
What is
it?
Pete Davidson's batting 1,000 right now. I'll tell you that though.
Dude, he's killing it.
The man is on one of the hottest streaks of all time. He's getting to Jeter territory.
It is wild. Yeah. It's I feel like it's almost like myth at this point too. Because he has batted 1,000. I feel like every other girl's just trying to figure out why, how,
They want a little taste of the Pete.
I guess so.
Want to dip their toes in Pete's water.
Pete, 100%. Yeah. Shout out to everybody in Woodward Sports Chat. Appreciate you guys tuning in with us. If you haven't already, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. We're live on WoodwardSports.com Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. Hit that like button if you haven't already as well. Cooper Kupp increasing Detroit Lions draft numbers there.
He is. Cooper Kupp
officially on IR.
Officially on the IR, and Matthew Stafford is still in concussion protocol. So it is possible that, they're definitely going to be without Cooper Kupp because he's having surgery on his high ankle sprain. But if they're without him and Matthew Stafford, you can almost chalk up a couple L's for him.
Yeah.
So will that Rams pick actually be higher than the Lions pick this year?
It's kind of crazy. I assumed they'd be lower this year just because the offensive line help that they lost. But to be top 10,
yeah,
it's a bless. It's a blessing, 100%. Flynn, Sam, what was your take on the Rams picks tanking for us?
I mean, if Matthew Stafford has to miss significant time, if John Wolford is your starting quarterback, you have a chance to go winless in those games, especially if Cooper Kupp is not there. And I hear he's out for at least 4 weeks, but it might end up being the season.
Maybe we can trade him back Jared Goff.
Hey, I mean, they might want.
Oh man, that'd be a blessing.
We'll definitely get to Jared Goff later. But this Rams team, is there a chance it's a 4 or 5 win football team, and that pick could be top 6, 7, 8?
There's a very good chance.
That's unbelievable.
There's a very good chance. If Stafford, like you said, if Stafford has to miss serious time, Cooper Kupp is going to miss serious time, 5 to 6 weeks.
Well, Stafford was just out with
concussion protocol.
Yeah, so he'll probably be back.
He's still
next
in
week,
protocol
right?
though.
Still?
Yes.
But John Wolford, I think he's Tim Boyle bad and David Blau bad. If he's on the field, you might go winless in those games. He's awful.
Damn. It's crazy because McVay actually chose to start him over Jared Goff in a playoff game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember that one.
I do.
Against the Seahawks too, I
Yes.
believe. Or was it Green Bay?
Because Goff's thumb, he's dealing with the thumb issue or whatever.
Who needs a thumb?
Who needs a thumb?
I mean, Jared Goff went out there and won the damn thing. If you had to bet, who do you think has the higher draft pick between the two, Detroit Lions and Rams at this point?
You got to say the Rams. You got to say the Rams is going to be higher, higher bad.
I guess, yeah, higher early in the draft. Who's
Earlier in the draft, you got to think it's going to be the Lions.
What about you, Sam?
I would say that the Rams pick is going to be better. I mean, like the better pick for the Lions. I mean, shoot, the Lions, I know we'll talk about it later, but the Lions, after winning 2 games in a row, they've got some games on their schedule that I think are more winnable than maybe we would have thought a couple of weeks ago.
I don't disagree. We definitely have some pieces that are firing on all cylinders, and the Detroit Lions have a couple games on their schedule that are winnable. That being said, the Rams do too. The Rams are not playing in a tougher conference. They're still playing in the NFC, so they'll be seeing some of these teams, and these teams are pretenders for the most part.
The Rams have the Saints, which is obviously a very winnable game. They have the Chiefs after that, the Seahawks. Raiders obviously become a winnable game too, but it blows my mind how bad the Raiders are.
So Josh McDaniels should be fired today.
They're not even dealing with like any type of significant injury, if I'm not mistaken.
They got Derek Carr crying at the podium.
Yeah.
If you told me, I said this on BDE, if you told me that Josh Jacobs would be a top 3 running back in the NFL this year, I would have told you the Raiders are going undefeated.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair assessment. Is he top 3 running back this year?
Oh, yeah.
Holy hell.
Yeah, I mean,
that's crazy.
Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow being out kind of hurts a little bit, but Hunter Renfrow sucks anyway, so they're not missing anything with him.
Why are you so racist against the white receivers, Sam?
No, I have a philosophy.
Let my brother ball.
I have a philosophy on football players, and this is one that I'm curious to see if anyone in the chat agrees with. If you were to put Hunter Renfrow next to me, I think 60 out of 100 people would think that I was the NFL wide receiver, not Hunter Renfrow. And that's kind of how I feel about Tom Kennedy as well. So that's I don't know. That's just something that kind of like irks me. I don't know, man.
I saw Tom Kennedy do a sit down with Danny Rogers on the Detroit Lions like YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. And one thing, like I guess, like about most football players, like they're thicker. You know what I'm saying? Not all paws intended, but like Tom
Josh
Kennedy.
Pascal.
Yeah, Josh Pascal. Tom Kennedy too, because you think of like how Sam said, like you think he's a smaller statured guy, right? Like boy's looking thick.
Yeah, I mean they're working out every day. They're high level athletes, so you got to think they're in great shape.
Somebody told me that a lot of NFL players use HGH. You gotta ask Braylon about that.
Yeah.
See if that's true or not. Cause I'll never forget. You got real quiet. Everyone got real quiet on me on that one. I'll never forget, like, Stephen Tolik. Just I was at Lions training camp. He, like, ran out of bounds. And, like, dude, he's my height. He was shorter than me. And I was tripping out, like, how
jacked he was, or how he is an NFL player.
Yeah, because he was, like, literally like this, like, next to me. But obviously yoked out of, like.
Cut diesel.
Yeah, like nobody's business.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I'm sure a lot of professional athletes, the lists for the banned substances are constantly changing, so they're going to be using different things and different kinds of supplements to get the best out of themselves.
Yeah. Do you believe? Remember when people are always saying, like, in the UFC, like, everybody's on steroids?
Yeah.
And there's, like, have, like, ways to beat the test. Do you believe that?
Probably, yeah.
You think it's the same in the NFL?
Honestly, yeah.
It is true. Because, like...
Come on. Come on. You can't be that. Can't be Aaron Donald. Can't be 300 pounds with a six-pack.
Like, that is actually a fantastic. That is like the prime example. Yeah, like that guy makes zero sense.
Aaron Donald is not a human being.
You're a defensive tackle with a six-pack, like, fam.
Yeah.
And you have like C cups, muscle-bound C cups. Like, what is going on there?
Aaron Donald is a straight-up bear.
Do you believe that everyone's on sauce?
I mean, I would like to believe no, but it's kind of like, believing in Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy. At some point, you just kind of assume that some people are doing something. But, like you said, we got Braylon Edwards in the house. So it may be off the record, but I'm kind of curious now to see what he's got to say.
Yeah, I am curious, too.
It's also some just God-given ability, too.
That's what I was going to say, because I got a couple of my friends that, like, they don't work out a day in their lives. But, like, if they were to, like, you'd think they did. You know what I'm saying? Some people are God-given, but that stuff is just different. Like, the Aaron Donald was actually the perfect, like, point.
Aaron Donald, it doesn't make sense. He's not human. He was built in a lab.
100%. 1,000%. And we could have had him, but we took Eric Ebron.
Yeah.
Speaking of drafting tight ends, Tankathon. I mean, we'll get to. We got a graphic on. We got a whole topic on that one. But just introduce today's show with you guys. Also, Daniel Jones versus Jared Goff. Who would you rather have in that situation? Buy or sell? We got to do from tomorrow, and Bertuzzi making his return tonight.
Yes.
I'm excited to get back into that stuff. But before we do, Spinny, can you tell us about Big Boy?
Of course, because for a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries are at Big Boy. It's not the Slim Jim. It's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. And guess what else is new? The bacon, blue. Don't forget about upgrading those fries. They got chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, and nacho fries. Make sure you satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless, sanitized rooms with trained, certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals where they'll beat all competitors by $5.
$5?
$5 easy. Don't forget to pick up Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, and Swedish Beauty Lotions. ChiliPeppersTanning.com, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans, your vitamin D headquarters, 27 locations, and more coming soon.
Chili Peppers, Dan.
What up, though? Welcome to the Over Heavyweights live on WordSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Rex.
What up, though?
Got young Christopher in the TD booth, playing on Sam in the ones and twos. And we're starting off hot.
We are.
All right, this is usually a topic we push back until later in the week, but I already tweeted out today, I'm just so damn excited about this Detroit Lions versus Giants game. I really am. And it's not just because, obviously, I enjoy football, and I'm thankful. We wait so damn long for this sport to get here. That's why it sucks when the Lions suck.
When it was over for 4 weeks, 5
Yeah,
weeks.
you know what I'm saying? It was like, come on, bro. I've been so patient for this. But Detroit Lions versus the New York Giants, obviously 2 weeks ago wasn't that much of a topic, but now the Detroit Lions are on a 2-game win streak.
Yes.
Kind of is.
It kind of is.
It's a big test for the boys.
It is a big test. That's what I like to say exactly. This is a big test. We talked about yesterday, we talked about playoff runs. We talked about different things like that. And I said I'd like to see them do it against a team that is not reeling, against a Packers team that was bad, against a Bears team that was bad. Now they're going to MetLife to play a Giants team that has been overachieving, that has been exceeding all expectations set on them and set on rookie coach Brian Daboll. I would love to see the Detroit Lions go out there, play with the same aggressiveness, the same ferocity, the same kind of level of skill they've played with over these past 2 games, and get a W, another one on the road against the Giants. This is going to be a huge test. This is what will decide if the Lions rope me back in or not. Sorry, I've been watching Yellowstone. But if they rope me back in or not and start having me kind of sipping the Kool-Aid, kind of tasting the Kool-Aid, because I'm not fully there yet. But if they can go on the road and beat a 7-2 team in the Giants, that is an impressive win. No matter what you say about the Giants, Daniel Jones sucks. Their receiving core sucks. Their defense isn't as good as everybody says it is. They still have 7 wins on the season. So if you can go into their house and beat them, that will be an impressive victory for a Detroit Lions team. That impressive victories have been hard to come by, especially the past 2 years. So if you can do that, that makes a statement, not only for your team, but for the coaches. It shows that they can go on the road, they can create a game plan to beat a good team. Do I think it's going to happen? It's possible. It's possible. This Giants team they're not world beaters.
Yeah.
As well as they've been playing, they still are very diminished in a lot of positions. But this is going to be a big test for the Detroit Lions to see if these last 2 weeks have kind of been fugazi wins over bad teams, or if they're legitimately turning a corner in the process, the development, and the attitude it takes to be a winning franchise.
100%. I'm looking at their schedule right now, too, because, the question of the topic is, can the Detroit Lions beat the New York Giants? And, again, it's on the road, too, but I really don't think it's out of the question. And I'm not the only one, too. Vegas is kind of right along with us. It's not probable, but definitely possible. Detroit Lions are only a -3.5 as of today. And I'm looking at the Giants schedule. I'm looking at the Titans game. There's a team that's over 500 they beat, which respectable. That one's on the road, too. And I remember Saquon Barkley. Actually, I think they won that one either in overtime or right before the end of the fourth. So that's a respectable win there. We got the Panthers. They're not a good team. They lost to the Cowboys. The Cowboys are obviously pretty solid. They beat the Bears. Bears aren't good. Beat the Packers. We beat the Packers. The Packers aren't good. They beat the Ravens. Ravens are pretty good.
That's a good win.
Yep. Jaguars, not a good team. As much as I thought they'd have a bounce back this year, or at least win their division, they're not looking too hot. Seahawks, they lost to, and then they beat the Texans. Like, you look at the resume of the 7-2 record, it's not like...
It's got some cracks in it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not scared of this team. I'm really not. I mean, the one unit I am scared of is their defense, so I'm not going to lie. I know that obviously Goff, we talked about it yesterday, he doesn't do well against the blitz or like under pressure, and they're like one of the most blitzing teams in the NFL. And they don't even have a base package on their defense. It's just different every single time.
Yeah.
That's one of like the utilities you get when you get a Kayvon Thibodeau, who's kind of a hybrid, much like Micah Parsons. And I don't want to make direct comparisons to Micah Parsons, because obviously Micah Parsons is elite, but you put him in different situations. You can cover guys, you can rush the passer. I mean, you can do whatever the hell you want to. But playing Sam, are we talking crazy? Like, can the Lions beat the Giants this weekend?
You are absolutely not talking crazy. I think the Lions have a very good chance against this Giants team. And I know I'm setting myself up for possible disappointment, but when you look at the Giants, I think both things can be true. It's very, very impressive that they were able to get 7 wins. 7-2 in 9 games is amazing. But I also think they're a little fraudulent, and here's why. I think they have been very, very reliant on Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley has been the best running back in the NFL this season, bar none. But when it comes to the Giants' passing game, Daniel Jones has been pretty mid. He hasn't turned the ball over, but he's never really been asked to do anything. The Giants' receiving core is absolutely decimated. Kenny Galladay's terrible. Sterling Shepard out for the season. Kadarius Toney traded. He's throwing the ball to Richie James, Darius Slayton, David Sills, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Daniel Ellinger, the tight end. I just think this team, this Detroit Lions defense, is, if they can key in on Saquon Barkley and just say, we are not going to let Saquon beat us, I don't know. I think they can force Daniel Jones into some mistakes. I think they can force him into some poor play. And I know you mentioned the defense, the Giants' defense. The Giants' defense hasn't gone up against the world beaters on offense. I mean, the one team that is a good offense that the Giants actually beat was the Baltimore Ravens. But what the Baltimore Ravens do not have is an offensive line like the Detroit Lions. The Giants' defensive line is a little bit of a strength. You got like Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams and Kayvon Thibodeau. I think the Lions can neutralize them. And I think if Jared Goff, if the Lions can run the ball and Jared Goff can keep that connection going to Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think it's kind of a pick-em, honestly. I know it sounded crazy a couple weeks ago, but it's not crazy. The Lions absolutely can win this game.
I agree. I think there is a lot of things that the Detroit Lions could do on the offensive side of the ball that will negate what the Giants do well. Starting with running the ball. Obviously, it starts with running the ball. You get the run game set up. They won't be able to be as aggressive as they'd like to be on the defensive side of the ball. They won't be able to blitz as many people as they have normally throughout the season. And then you look back at what made Jared Goff successful in the first couple weeks of the season when he was getting rid of the ball fast. When he was making one reads, boom, right there, as soon as he gets it. So if he's not running around crying because there's a bunch of people in his face and he's getting the ball out of his hand fast, getting it to his targets, putting it in the hands of his weapons, like an Amon-Ra St. Brown, like a Josh Reynolds, who is probably going to be back for this game, that can make things happen. You can move the ball down the field. So the Lions are going to have to cook up a good scheme for sure, because this defense, as Sam alluded to, they have players. They might not be the best players, but Leonard Williams, he is a great player.
Yeah.
Kayvon Thibodeau has the makings of being a great player and can do a lot to kind of cause havoc for an offense. So I expect the Lions, Ben Johnson, and Dan Campbell to cook up a good scheme to help Jared Goff get the ball out of his hands fast so he doesn't have to worry about the constant pressure and constant attack that the New York Giants will put on an offense.
Yeah, I think the one thing for sure is the defensive side of the ball. I mean, you're looking at the situations they have rushing. I mean, you said it, you hit it right, nail on the head, Flannel Sam. Saquon Barkley is the leading rusher in the league. And then you have Daniel Jones, who would also run the football too. That zone run scheme they have has been deadly. And it kind of leads to like the next topic we got coming up is like, who would you rather have, a Daniel Jones or Jared Goff? And we're going to jump into that one. But that offense, it's all about like slowing down their run game.
Yes.
Obviously. I mean, they're 4th in the league overall as a team, but Saquon Barkley's just a man-child. But, great points by both of you guys, too. I'm looking at the offense that they have played. No.
Not great.
I mean,
not great, Bob.
I guess I said I was scared of their defense, but I'm looking at the Giants and I'm looking at the Bears and the Packers, and those are two teams that. Well, I guess we didn't have a great defensive game against the Bears.
Yes, we
can't.
We did not
for sure say that. But Daniel Jones being a running quarterback is that is the threat to me.
It is. It is
all season.
Yeah, no, and I think you hit on a point because I ask myself, why don't teams just key in on Saquon Barkley? Because Daniel Jones is also a threat running the football. He's on pace to have the most rushing yards in his career, set his career high.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons, along with having Brian Daboll's scheme, that the Giants' running game has been able to be so effective. But if somehow, some way the Lions can make the Giants at least slow the run game down so that it makes it difficult for them and makes them somewhat one-dimensional, the Giants are screwed. Do I think the Lions' defense will be able to do it? That's the big question. But if they can, Daniel Jones isn't going to win you this game with his arm. Hell no.
Am I crazy in saying outside of Justin Fields, the big plays that he made, which he's that's what he does. He's a playmaker. But did we do fairly well against the run against Chicago?
Not really, no. It's Daniel Jones. He still had 140 plus rushing yards by himself.
Justin Fields.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Justin Fields had 140 plus rushing yards by himself on us. But
that's a week after breaking the record.
We slowed down David Montgomery and
that's what I'm talking about.
But David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert aren't Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is a different beast. Especially when he's healthy and when he's on a roll, which is what he's on this year. So I agree with Sam and with you that the key to stopping the New York Giants is stopping Saquon Barkley, which is a big ask of any defense, let alone one struggling and one littered with rookies and second-year players.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's very interesting, and like I said, man, I can't wait. Because this is truly a test for us. We've been on this win streak. You and I obviously don't sound bought in. Flannel Sam, are you bought into the win streak at all? Or?
I mean, at this point, I will say this. I'm as bought in as you can be because I am officially putting a moratorium for myself on any tank talk. Yeah. I think this is a team that can actually win 6 or 7 or 8 games. And hell, if the Lions can beat the Giants at New York, who else can they beat?
That's where I'm at. That is where I'm at. This is a show us game.
I'm excited for this damn game.
That's why my expectations are tempered after this 2-win. But that's exactly where I am. Is what Sam said. If they can beat the Giants in New York, you can't tell me they can't beat the Jets in New York. You can't tell me they can't go to Jacksonville and beat the Jaguars.
Yeah.
There are not a lot. The Giants are one of the best teams remaining on the Lions schedule. So if they can go into New York and beat the Giants. The sky's the limit. Dan Campbell, coach of the year. No, it's. I'm not there yet, but this would be a huge win. And like I said, if they go in there and beat the Giants, I'll start to sip the Kool-Aid.
Smash that like button if you're excited for the Detroit Lions versus the New York Giants. And I'm ready to talk about Daniel Jones versus Jared Goff. Who would you rather have? But before we do that, Spinny, tell us where you get your meat.
I get my meat. You know where I get my meat, man. It's the butchery. Because the butchery is the official meat supplier of the Woodward Sports Network. You can call 248-682-2697. That's 248-682-COWS. Or move on over and order online at thebutcherysl.com. Shipping included for Woodward Sports customers. The Butchery. Meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for. Wagyu meats and artisan breads inspired by the legend Chef Dave. Only the best of our best for our meat-loving customers. An old-school butcher shop from a new-school perspective. And I tell you guys this every time. You can trust us. We're the heavyweights. It's the best meat I've ever had in my life. The Wagyu pastrami, the Wagyu corned beef, all the steaks, the burgers. You got to check it out. And free shipping if you're a Woodward Sports fan. They ship anywhere in the country, so go check them out at thebutcherysl.com.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right. You and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number number 1. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG, and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports too, and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Zvis and Chan's group and their employees. That's awful, actually.
That
I'm
was
just going to drop
terrible.
that one. Zvis and Chan's group and their employees. Is that better?
No.
I feel like I'm going Dracula there.
Yeah, just
Swiss
read it.
Insurance Group and their employees are heavily involved in their community. It's very rewarding, but it comes with great responsibility, like Spider-Man powers. If you sit on a local youth sports board, homeowners association, and volunteer coach, directors and officers insurance is a must. Make sure the kids, parents, and volunteers are all protected. Call Swiss today. It's not. I feel like I usually can do it, though.
No, I don't know.
No?
I feel like your accents are always terrible.
No, they're not. The English one's good. I don't care. You saw Nush last night? Did you meet her?
Yeah. She's fine.
And the accent, too, by the way.
Yeah, the accents
My Lord.
make... If you have an accent, you're instantly hotter.
I tell you this all the time. Accents like make personalities. They give you IQ points.
Yes.
They make you sound like a better defender. We talk about the Southern accent.
Yeah,
like if you're a
for sure.
DB, if you talk like their folk, you probably intercept a football.
Yeah.
You're probably really good at that.
That's fair.
What were we about to say, Chris?
I was about to say anything.
Oh, yes.
I was just agreeing
Australian
with-
accents are the
my
sexiest.
Dude.
Like,
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spin More Rex.
What up, though?
We got young Chris in the TD booth. Flannel Sam joining us. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Been working since 10. Well, you too. You do the same thing on BDE.
yeah.
I was going to go a little deeper with the accent thing, but we'll move on.
yeah, we'll move on.
We'll move on.
We'll save it till then.
Maybe before the end of the show.
Yeah.
Here you go. Angela White.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
It came up during BDE, speaking of the Angela White, Daniel Jones or Jared Goff. And I caught like the tail end of the conversation. I think it was Neil was asking you, who would you rather have? And you were kind of hesitant on the answer. I think you said Daniel Jones.
I did say, yeah.
You feel more convinced like later on the day after getting to look at some numbers?
After getting to look at some numbers, honestly, yeah, I do feel a little bit more convinced. I don't think it's tough. I'm not going to say it's a home run either way. Like, yeah, I'd definitely rather have Jared Goff, or yeah, I'd definitely rather have Daniel Jones. I think it's kind of a pick your poison between the two. But this year, Daniel Jones has been playing at a pretty good level. Obviously, we know he's always been a threat with his legs. But this year, on the ground,
just like Angela White,
he's got 69 rush attempts for 387 yards, 3 touchdowns, 31 first downs. 31 first downs with his legs.
Flannel Sam here.
Flannel Sam, Kirby Joseph, first downs with his leg. That is so impressive. That brings a whole new element to an offense when you have the capability of when you have the capability of doing that. When you have the ability of your quarterback to go out there and get a first down with his legs, that just brings a whole new element. So, man, I'm starting to lean towards Daniel Jones a little bit more.
I'm yes, 100% Daniel Jones. I mean, look at. I've always said, and I actually said this on BDE with Neil. We were talking about the Jared Goff situation. We had the whole Tua debate along with it. And Daniel Jones came up too. He's like, oh, he's a turnover machine. What Flano said in the booth earlier about the offensive weapons that he's had to work with before the return of Saquon Barkley has been absolute shit. On top of that, they've been building this offensive line gradually, like through the past like 2 drafts.
Yes.
Like he hasn't had those things to work with. And I saw like points last year where I've seen him run the football. I was like, actually, I think last year he hit like the fastest speed among any quarterback, and the one who just got like sniped.
And he fell. Yeah.
Yeah. But he's a capable quarterback. Like, quite clearly, as a 7-2 football team this year, you can win games with a Daniel Jones. Their offense is literally predicated around him and Saquon Barkley. They run that zone run scheme, and it's been nasty. Like Flannel Sam said, he's already, right now, I think the second highest rushing totals he had throughout his career.
Yes.
And he's only, 10 games in the season, 9 games in the season? I don't know if they had their bye week or not yet, which is 397 or 87?
387.
Whatever it is, it's a problem. It's obviously working for them. And then obviously you have Saquon Barkley to help along with it. I mean, Daniel Jones has been more than capable this year of winning football games, and that's what I look for in a quarterback. I don't obviously you'd love to have him to have all the traits. Then you're working like a Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, but if not, give me, like you said the other day, something elite, or something that just throws a wrench in the game plan for the other team.
Yes.
Don't give me a guy that's a statue, one read guy. I'm saying that's. And I'm not trying to disrespect Jared Goff. I know I've done it enough throughout my time here at Woodward Sports, but he just is what he is. I never said nothing that wasn't true.
Facts. I did.
Flannel Sam, are we tripping?
Tripping, no, but I would probably still take Jared Goff. I'm not a big Daniel Jones guy. One thing that really stands out to me about Daniel Jones, I know we say that he's won games this year, but in his last 34 starts, he has 29 touchdown passes. That means that he's not really asked to do a whole lot, and before this season, he never really experienced any kind of winning. His rookie year, they won 4 games, sophomore year 6, last year 4. And I'm not saying that, and I'm not a quarterback wins guy, but when you've never experienced winning until this year, that concerns me a little bit. What you guys say about his running ability, that is a problem for defenses, and Jared Goff has none of it. He might be the least mobile quarterback in the pocket in the NFL. He reminds me of 2015 Peyton Manning with his mobility. But Jared Goff, even though I say it wasn't because of him, when he had good rosters, those teams won games. One of his Rams teams made it to a Super Bowl. They were consistently in the playoffs. And I think Jared Goff, what he provides throwing the football, is much better than what Daniel Jones does. And he has proven that with the good roster with which the Lions are trying to build up, you can win games with them. I know Daniel Jones is showing it this year, but he also has the number 1 running back in the NFL. So give me Jared Goff, Aldo. You guys aren't crazy at all.
Yeah, and I mean, when you look at it, when Jared Goff had his extreme success,
number 1 running
he
back
had the number 1 running
Yeah.
back in the NFL. Arguably, I think, per capita, the best running back I've ever seen.
Ooh.
When Todd Gurley was on, and doing his thing, I compare him to Adrian Peterson.
Okay.
When he obviously,
I was gonna say that'd be the guy.
Obviously, the longevity was not there. Obviously, the longevity was not there. You look at Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, but Todd Gurley, when he that 3-year stretch where he was just unstoppable and he was doing everything, that is one of the greatest running backs I've ever seen play, personally. It would have been nice if his knees weren't falling apart and he could have done it for 5, 6, 7 years, but when Todd Gurley was on, he was crazy. And you give that to Jared Goff, it makes it a lot easier running play actions. When you fake a handoff to by far the best running back in the game at the time, everybody's going to bite on that, because if you don't, he's burning you. And so it makes it a lot easier to throw the ball to a Robert Woods, to a Brandon Cooks, to somebody down the field. So you look at what Daniel Jones is doing at 7-2 or 7-3, whatever the Giants are right now, with Saquon, who is fantastic, having a great year, yes.
Yeah.
Still no receivers. He's got Wan'Dale Robinson. I don't even know half of the guys. You listed them earlier, and the ghost of Kenny Golladay sitting on his bench. They just traded Kadarius Toney. I like Darius Slayton. I think he's pretty good, but he's not an elite receiver. But I think Amon-Ra is the best receiver on the field, and I think if Josh Reynolds is healthy, he's probably the number 3 best receiver on the field in this matchup. So if you gave Daniel Jones some weapons like that, I think he could do very similar things, especially to what Jared Goff had in his time in LA, because Todd Gurley was a menace.
Yeah. That's why I was like, Neil, shout out Neil on BDE from 10 to 1, Monday through Friday. He didn't corner me, but I want to make it sound a bit more dramatic. But I passed him by coming into work today because he's leaving, and he stopped me, and we had a little conversation about Tua there. And he's like, it's pretty mid, huh? Pretty mid. You know, talking his junk like he does. But I'm like, yeah, I still feel the same way. Look at Jared Goff, though. When he had, on a rookie deal, had an elite offensive mind as a head coach and amazing weapons around him, you would have said that Jared Goff was having the same type of season that Tua is this year. In fact, he led the 13th most highest scoring offense in league history. But you see him subtract the coach, subtract the weapons around him. You address him a little bit. You see what he is. And I get that everybody needs talent around them to be successful. Mm-hmm. But Tua Tagovailoa is just another example of that to me. Because we saw him without it his first 2 years in his career. Granted, his first 2 years of career, you're coming along, you learn the NFL. But he was mid.
Oh, he 100% was mid, but I don't think you're giving him enough credit for how much he has improved. I understand that Tyreek Hill being your number one receiver takes everybody's quarterback stock up to a level.
Do you think he's improved more than the surroundings?
I think it's complementary. I would say no if I'm going to answer directly, no, because obviously having Mike McDaniel as a young offensive-minded head coach, I think that's helped him a lot. Having Tyreek Hill as a number one wide receiver, that's gonna help you,
on
obviously,
the same field
a ton.
As Jalen Waddle, you know what I'm saying?
all that speed. But Tua Tagovailoa also, he's taken advantage. He has the ability to hit these receivers in stride, and they can get yards after catch. I'm not saying that Tua Tagovailoa has all of a sudden turned elite, but he has made improvements. He's not what he always was. He's shown that with a coach and with talent, you can win. He can put up some of the best numbers in the NFL this year. I hate to say it. It kills me to say it. Yeah. It's true.
Yeah, I think they're all in that same pot, that same stratosphere.
You're 100% right.
Of
Daniel
Jared
Jones,
Goff, Daniel
Tua,
Jones, and Tua Tagovailoa. They are all mid to above average starting quarterbacks who, if you compile an entire roster around them, they can win you games. The only thing is, one of them's getting paid $30 million and the other ones are on rookie deals.
Yeah, and that's that thing. You can't build around a $30 million quarterback that's not elite. You just can't. And that's why when you saw the success of a Daniel Jones has become on his rookie contract, you saw the success of a Tua while he's on a rookie contract. You paid Tyreek Hill the highest, paid receiver in the league. The success of a Jared Goff is when you could pay to have a rest of the team surrounded around him. It's just, and you have the offensive mind too. With Daniel Jones and Tua, both with them, I think their surroundings have improved more than they have personally. I think Daniel Jones has some qualities within him, but we'll see. We have to go to a break real quick, though. I appreciate you guys tapping in with us. Jared Goff winning the poll in the Woodward Sports chat. 72% of people listening would rather have Jared Goff over Daniel Jones. I think they need to, which actually I'm not mad at. No. But tell us about Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. The gym that has always been known for being clean is now cleaner than ever. Has tons of equipment, a full-body workout in just 30 minutes in the 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. You can get all of this for just $10 a month. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. What will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the three biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com
for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day. Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
At Alta,
Uptime.
Madness. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. Got a big project coming up? Alta has you covered. Give them a call today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Again, that's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Alta Equipment where?
Uptime.
Madness. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Rex.
What up, though?
We got young Christopher in the TD booth. Flannel Sam in the ones and twos. Appreciate you for joining us today, man. Putting in overtime. And real quick before we move on to the next topic, which is one of our favorites, buy or sell. I want to give you a stat that I wrote somewhere over here that I can't find. But Daniel Jones only had 62 less passing attempts than Jared Goff in the season, with only 2 interceptions to Jared Goff's 7. And I think, well, I guess Jared Goff has the injuries of the wide receiver core, but I wouldn't say a lot of those
Daniel Jones doesn't have a great wide receiving core either.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say he had it better, too, though, right now, though. You think?
No.
No? Wanda Robinson, Darius Slayton?
If Josh Reynolds is back, no.
Okay, so if we're ranking the guys in the field, this actually might be a topic we could say we do today or we do tomorrow. In terms of wide receivers, Amon Ra obviously be one.
Number 1.
I think we agree on that one. Number 2, I'd
probably Darius Slayton.
Yeah. But Wanda Robinson, is it too early to give him that type of
number
credit?
3 would be Josh Reynolds.
Who do you think, Sam?
I could argue for number 2 being Josh Reynolds at this point, and then number 3 being Darius Slayton.
Who's 4?
4.
You getting sketchy then?
Yeah, after that, it's kind of just a big pot of trash.
Fair. I can't. Yeah,
Probably
can't
Khalif Raymond, honestly.
Yeah.
Either him or Richie James, but those.
I'm putting Khalif over Richie James.
I would agree with that.
So with only 62 less passing attempts, Goff still has, 62 more attempts. Goff has 5 more interceptions,
and he's got 2 more fumbles. And Daniel Jones has rushed the ball 62 more times.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
62 more rushes. And he has 2 less fumbles.
Like you're asking for him to fumble when he runs the football.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. But look, I'm not mad at people who take Jared Goff. There's some things you saw Jared Goff like throughout his career, even that you obviously seen him win football games. You've seen him in the Super Bowl, but again, on rookie deals. But moving on to our favorite segment. But what are we calling this thing again?
Buy or sell.
Buy or sell. It feels so boring. Buy or sell. I guess it sounds cooler if I say it like that.
Lion Stock Watch.
Ooh, there you go. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
All right, start us off, Smitty.
All right, first on the docket. We talked about him. He's been a big proprietor of the Lion Stock Watch throughout the whole season so far. Hot topic in Detroit, Dan the Man Campbell.
We're starting off like that.
Dan the Man Campbell. We're starting off hot.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Not again.
Bye, actually.
Bye.
I've bought more into Dan Campbell simply based off a little bit of the success that we saw Jeff Saturday experience this past Sunday. Sunday. But I feel like as a head coach, I was actually listening to Brian Dable speak on this earlier today too, as he said, like, you're ultimately in charge of everything, but mainly your job is to motivate, to help guys get like the game plan down, and to like be the overseer of the game plans that your coordinators and everyone else is making, like your offensive assistants, defensive assistants. And that's what Dan Campbell is. I've always said that about him. He's been like a motivator. He's the motivating guy. He is the overseer of the final like decisions made. Still, it's Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson that actually like drawing things up. So I still feel like as a motivational guy, Dan Campbell to have this team bounce back from 1-6 to now 3-6, heading to a big game against the New York Giants on the road. I'm buying that. Yeah, I'm buying. I have to maybe step back on the plank a little bit, like you said.
Sam Flannel, buy or sell?
Oh God, can I hold on Dan Campbell? Nope. I know that's. I am going to buy, but not enthusiastically, and here's why. Because coming into the season with what I thought was a pretty improved roster, at least not a 3-win roster, I said at the absolute minimum the Lions have to win 6 games or Dan Campbell should be fired on the field. It's looking like the Lions will get to those 6 wins, and with that, you don't want to start over, you don't want to hire a new coach, have a new sort of system. For now, I will kind of lukewarmly buy Dan Campbell.
I am going to buy. I'm with Sam. I
overexcited.
talked about it yesterday. I took a couple steps back on the plank. I'm not diving off the ship yet because he has shown me some things that he's improved. He has shown me that he can make the correct calls in the correct situations. So I'm gonna buy.
Yeah. Yo, Chris, you buying or selling Dan Campbell?
Oof. I'm gonna buy 2. I mean, 2 wins in a row. First time it's happened in his tenure, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I know it was his first road win, but I didn't know if it was his first streak as well.
Pop cherry on both things.
You gotta buy now. So I'll buy now.
I'm buying now. I'm buying now. Oops, someone's gonna clip that. I wanted this one specifically for Flannel Sam, and obviously we're gonna answer 2. And he's not a long-term situation around here, but Tom Kennedy. You see him in some regular season action. He made a big play for the Detroit Lions, getting down in the red zone. You buying or selling Tom Kennedy?
Believe it or not, and call me crazy, and everybody listen up. I will buy, very, very tempered buy, because the thing that I said before the season was like you were all kind of like blowing your proverbial wads over a practice squad receiver. But he has shown in the Seahawks game, he had a pretty good big game. And if they would have won that game, Tom Kennedy would have been a pretty big reason. And as much as I hate to say it, Tom Kennedy did make one of the biggest plays of the game against the Bears. A 3rd and 8, 44-yard catch. All we ask out of a guy like Tom Kennedy is to make a few plays this season. Mm-hmm. And I think he's capable of doing that. So I will very, very begrudgingly buy.
I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy Tom Kennedy. Like Sam says, you don't ask him to go out there and catch 10 balls for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. You don't ask him to be a deep threat down the sidelines. You ask him to get open and make the play when the ball is presented to him, and that's what he's done. He has not done anything but that when he's given the opportunity. So I think he can be a piece on a team. Give me Tom Kennedy as our 4th or 5th receiver.
Dudes, he balls. When given the opportunity, I mean, obviously another one earlier in the season, he had a drop ball in the end zone. But when given the opportunity, Tom Kennedy tends the ball. I'm not telling you he's a world beater. I'm not telling you he's a Pro Bowler, but he's made notice of us as fans. He's made notice from a former great wide receiver, Chad Ochocinco. Tom Kennedy, I'm buying.
Tyreek Hill said he runs like Wes Welker.
Yeah, that's a great comparison to make, though. Wes Welker, Super Bowl winning wide receiver.
See, and that's where you guys got to stop.
Yeah, that's
Tom Kennedy's Wes Welker now. See, that's why I can't.
But hold on, if Tom Brady, old school Tom Brady, had Tom Kennedy, he might look like a Wes Welker.
The best he could possibly look is Chris Hogan or Danny Amendola. Stop it with Wes Welker. He was a slot receiving guy.
I would say
Wes
this.
Welker was a dog.
Chris
with a giant helmet.
They're built different. Young Chris, you want in on this? You probably don't know who the hell Tom Kennedy is.
No, I do. Come on, I've been trying to watch the games since I can, study the film. I think I will sell Tom Kennedy though, because I think what you guys alluded to, the Wes Welker comparison, is kind of how I see it. Like Ben Johnson, and I think he's a product of what's around him and a product of the opportunity that he's given. Not saying that he can't be a rosterable player going forward, but I don't see him really being an impact player to me. I haven't seen that out of him, in my opinion. I think he's just a product of the injuries and the opportunities and Ben Johnson's brilliance.
All right, Mr. Tom Kennedy has entered the chat.
Get out of here.
I'm better than Wes Welker. I caught that ball and ran it with a cig in my mouth. In the Woodward Sports chat, the one, the only Mr. Kennedy.
My favorite last name to say. That guy's made that name legendary.
But I'm going back at it. Coming back with some more heat for you. Look back at it. Buy or sell. DeAndre Swift.
Ooh. Bye. When healthy, this dude's productive. The only thing is he's sparingly healthy, but you look at the amount of games he's missed leading up into this season, it's been on par with other other running backs across the league. When healthy, DeAndre Swift is very productive for you. Even last week on Sunday when he had that touchdown, not touched, and he was fast as hell. Fast as F, man. What was his name? Fast as fuck, dude.
Huh?
The little kid.
Boy.
Yeah. Fast as boy.
Still fast as boy.
He's just valuable. He's a game breaker. We've said it time and time again. Even when he go back to the week before that, he caught the ball and obviously he get at the 1 yard line, but he makes things happen when healthy. The problem is he barely stays healthy.
For sure.
Sam
Flannel?
Let this day be marked as the day where I would buy Tom Kennedy and sell hard on DeAndre Swift. Here's the problem with DeAndre Swift. The man cannot stay on the field. They're putting him in, but they're not really utilizing him. Think about this. He has only had more than 10 carries in a game once this season, and that was opening week. He's obviously can't stay healthy, and in the past 3 games, listen to his total rushing numbers. 13 carries for 22 yards. And that touchdown, fine, but honestly, at this point...
And a touchdown, sure.
DeAndre Swift is Amir Abdullah, is Kerryon Johnson, is Michael LaShore. He can't stay on the field. No, DeAndre Swift is the most talented running back that the Lions have had since Barry Sanders. But his body just is not built for the NFL.
What about Zach Zenner?
Zach Zenner, another. That's basically like the running back version of Tom Kennedy.
What about Tion Green?
He can relate to those guys in limited action, which I agree to. But like in terms of talent, he's night and day.
But it doesn't matter if he can't stay on the field.
Facts.
They honestly just sit him out. If you're only going to have him carry the ball 6 times, 2 times, 5 times, 7 times, 5 times. Just sit him on the bench. Jamal Williams is RB1. DeAndre Swift will not be a part of this team when they are ready to win. I hate saying it. Who had higher expectations for DeAndre Swift coming into the season than me?
Nobody, baby.
But everybody kept telling me he's not going to stay healthy. I should have listened.
You should have listened.
DeAndre Swift is an absolute sell, begrudgingly.
Young Chris, buy or sell? DeAndre Swizzle Swift.
You're not even young. You're like 35.
I'm selling too. I'm selling too just because of the availability. Like I don't like a player that is constantly hurt. And running backs, how many times we see and hear about the shelf life of a running back. So it's nothing against his talent. I mean, at the beginning of the season, dude was averaging a first down a carry. Like he's definitely got that special ability in him. But again, if I'm only going to see it 3 games a year, what is that worth to me? Financially, I mean, at the right deal, I'll take him, but I don't trust his durability and availability.
I agree. Sell. I love the guy's talent. I love what he brings to the table as a running back, as a threat to catch the ball out of the backfield or play out of the slot. We've seen him be a weapon in the red zone catching the ball the past couple weeks, but he just can't stay on the field. He can't stay healthy. And to be a running back, you need to play at least 10 games. Like, I need you out there.
He does, though. Sparingly.
Okay, when you're getting 6 carries, I don't count that as playing a game.
Wow. Where's your 6 carries?
I haven't played a game.
Exactly. Boom! No, I'm playing. Tell us about Big Frog. That segment flew by.
Because you can get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog and Novi. Just stop in, tell them we sent you, and they will print you out one on the spot. So go to Big Frog Novi and get your free t-shirt today, or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
Big Frog.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right, you and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number 1. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports too, and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Downtown Detroit is all decked out this holiday season with the return of the Cadillac Lodge in Monroe Street Midway. The Midway has a giant slide, winter bumper cars, and indoor arcade. Plus, you can grab drinks. Jeez Louise. At the Lodge before and after games. Shop, eat, and play downtown all winter long with deckedoutdetroit.com. I want to say drink tickets.
That's a spot, dude.
Oh, for sure. Especially, like I said, before and after games.
Yeah.
Because we went to the Pistons game, 2 Sundays ago? And, it's just, downtown Detroit is just so much cooler than it used to be.
Yes.
And it's just so, nice to have the Pistons downtown. So, after a game, you don't just go home. You walk around and do sweet shit.
Yeah.
Dude, you had
so
nothing.
Yeah, it's so much better.
That was not the move.
I'm so thankful for that. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spin More Racks.
What up, though?
If you haven't already, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream, hit the like button. We decided to continue on the buy or sell Detroit Lions edition, and I already put one of the names in the chat, Kirby Joseph.
Kirby Joseph. Buy. How can you not buy? Buy. Yes. Did he play his best game of the year against the Bears? No. He had some mistakes.
Yes, did he play his best game against the Bears? No.
Best game against the Bears? No. He had some bad mistakes. He obviously misread the coverage and let Cole Kmet wide open for that touchdown. He missed a tackle on the Justin Fields touchdown run, but that's Justin Fields. That's what he's been doing to everybody. And this guy is still so new to the position. This is his, 5th game playing in the NFL? He hasn't gotten the time yet, let alone in the NFL, but just at the safety position. He hasn't played it for that long. They knew it was going to be a project. When they drafted him, they said it's going to take some time. It's going to be a project. He's shown us that when he's on, he is on. He is making plays, reading coverages, intercepting balls, forcing fumbles. That's what you want out of your player. Buy. Y'all ain't seen shit yet. Give me Kirby Joseph for the long term.
Flannel Sam. By the way, the Woodward Sports chat poll, 100% buy on Kirby Joseph. Has there ever been 100%?
I don't think so.
That's crazy. Someone's going to ruin it now. But Flannel Sam.
No, they're absolutely right. Of course you got to buy Kirby Joseph. When you're a rookie, you're allowed to have one bad game. And he did not have his best game against the Bears. But what he did in the previous 3 was force 4 turnovers, including 2 interceptions of Aaron Rodgers that directly resulted in them winning that game. If Kirby Joseph doesn't make those interceptions, guess what we're talking about right now? Tanking. Should Dan Campbell be fired? Kirby Joseph, the ball just finds him. He has had more splash plays in 3 weeks than a lot of rookies have their whole rookie season. Buy.
That's fair. That's actually a great point. Young Chris.
This is a layup. You gotta buy. I mean, dude won Defensive Player of the Week. That was the first time in Lions history, right? That it was a defensive player that won Player of the Week, or just any player?
Defensive Player of the Week.
Defensive Player of the Week, yeah. And you know what? All the playmaking ability that he's shown, yes, that's not going to happen every game, but it can happen throughout the season, and that's what makes him special, because he can have 2 to 3 games a year like that, and that is the difference between, like you said, 5 wins, 8 wins, or 7 wins and 10 wins, and then we talk in playoffs, baby. So playoffs.
The beat is slapping right now.
I'm not
gonna lie, I couldn't help that little bit.
All right, where you at?
Buy. Buying Kirby Joseph. What do you mean? It's one off game. It's his second year at the position. First year in the league. Give the kid a break. Do I hate seeing it? Of course I do. I want to beat the Bears every opportunity I get, even if I want to tank in that given moment.
Yeah.
The Bears. All day, every day, I'm buying Kirby Joseph. I think we have this is historic, our first 100%er in the Woodward Sports chat pool. That's amazing.
Close it fast.
Close it.
But yeah, it's tough if you're going to tell me to sell Kirby Joseph. I think you're going to be a snake oil salesman. But next up,
that's crazy.
I got one. I'm sorry I've been the bearer of bad news these past couple ones, but
okay.
Charles Harris. Where are you at with Charles Harris?
I mean, I sell. I mean, he was not really the long-term plan. Even when we got re-signed last year, I think it was like a 2-year deal. And I'm sure, much like the contract that DeAndre Swift's probably going to get in the near future, is going to be heavily incentivized. So I don't know that we're losing as much cap space and all the mathematics you like to do on it, because it's the way these contracts work. They're highly incentivized. That's why you saw Tom Brady and Gronk make sure he got every ball that one game so he could hit his bonus. And they're celebrating like they won the Super Bowl on the sidelines. It's probably one of those type of deals. It's very much a prove-it deal that we gave him last year, and we read him up. But ultimately, you got to sell. He hasn't been available. When available, he got a sack on the year against Washington. But he's just not available. So sell.
Yeah, I'm going to have to sell Charles Harris as well. I'm starting to worry that maybe, pre-Lions Charles Harris is more of who he is. Because even when he's been on the field, he hasn't been that sort of bookend edge rusher for Aiden Hutchinson. Mm-hmm. And right now, especially with the game that Julian Okwara had last week, Charles Harris better be worried about his playing time, because Julian Okwara was balling. And Charles Harris, he's been kind of mid this year. And just as a guy that you don't really see a lot of growth and potential from, he's kind of is what he is. I got to sell Charles Harris.
Yeah.
It's an easy sell.
Yeah.
Do we even... You want to go to the next one? You want to speak on this one, Chris?
I mean, no, I'm just going to sell for the simple reason that, the defense sucks and he hasn't stood out as a bright spot. So I think it's very easy to sell.
Selling? Yeah,
you got to sell. It's you look at what they've done, as Sam alluded to, with Julian Okwara stepping up big time in the last game. Pascal, when he's in there, he is making plays. Yeah. You see John Kaminsky making plays when he's in there. Even an Austin Bryant seems to make more plays than Charles Harris when he was playing and healthy this year.
Chill.
When he was in the games this year, he didn't do anything.
I'm not going. That's too far.
What did he do?
He has a sack.
He has one sack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Austin Bryant got no
sacks.
sacks.
How many more snaps does he have than Austin Bryant?
I don't know, but he's definitely better than Austin Bryant. I'm not going. That's too far.
He was playing like a bum when he was in this.
Stop, bro. He wasn't. Stop. That was too far.
It's true.
It's not true.
He was not playing well.
He was playing the same, just as bad as everyone else in the defensive line. You got to remember too, last year we saw him with 7 sacks and a 3-4. This is also a new scheme for him too. I don't really expect.
He was our
leading sacker last year.
5th best defensive lineman this year.
He only played 4 games.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. That's too far. I'd say 3rd.
3rd?
Yeah.
So he's better than Pascal. He's better than Ali McNeil, and he's better than John Kaminsky.
It's start comparing.
Those guys, when they're in there, are making plays.
You're talking about interior defensive linemen. It's just a different comparison in itself.
That's fair.
In terms of edge rushers, I mean, he's honestly probably still 2nd. I know Julian Okwara had a big game, but
he doubled his sack totals in 1 game. He's definitely
Julian
better.
Okwara or Charles Harris?
Give me Julian Okwara right now, honestly. I mean, like Spencer said, he has more sacks in 1 game than Charles Harris had the whole season. And Julian Okwara also, I believe, we haven't tapped into his full potential. I think last year's Charles Harris is the best you're ever going to get. And moving forward, he's going to be kind of just a guy, a jag, as they like to say.
What?
Who says that?
Are you
jag,
70
years
old?
Where did
that even come from?
You are 70 years old.
Where did that just come from?
I heard it.
No, you didn't. All right. Aaron Glenn, my guy AG, defend the Glenn. Obviously, we have a historically bad defense this year. It was on pace to be, which I don't know what the pace is now. Maybe it still is. I could be wrong. But held the Packers in 9 points, won the game ultimately. That won 3 turnovers, another turnover, pick 6, you should say this one, plus 3 sacks, if I'm not mistaken, on Justin Fields, one of the most elite mobile quarterbacks in the game. What I'm saying, buying or selling AG as a defensive coordinator for this team?
I am buying Aaron
Let's go!
Glenn. And
defend the Glenn.
Hey, I knew you'd be happy about that. The thing about Aaron Glenn is obviously the defense as a whole this season has not been good, but they are showing improvement. I mean, they held an Aaron Rodgers-led Packer team, and I don't care what he's working with, to 9 points. That is extremely impressive. And you look at guys like Aiden Hutchinson. He looks like he's living up to that number 2 overall pick. And then like Josh Pascal, he's coming in and making plays. Like the younger guys. Kirby Joseph, like I said, he won Defensive Player of the Week. These young guys look to be improving and ascending under an Aaron Glenn. And that's really what you want to see from him. And I think there's a chance by the end of the year the Lions defense isn't in the basement, that they're maybe in like the mid-20s to upper 20s. And for that, seeing as how they started the year, I think you're going to have to give Aaron Glenn some credit. You should already start giving Aaron Glenn some credit.
Yeah.
Buy. What you saying? Buy or sell an AG? Careful, too.
Buy.
Let's go!
I'm going to buy. I agree that, yeah, it started off rough. It definitely did. It started off, he made some bad decisions. He made some bad moves, but he's learning. We talked about making a salad with spoiled vegetables.
Yeah.
Some of those vegetables are starting to get ripe. We see Aiden Hutchinson making plays, learning from what he did in the beginning of the year that cost him. We see Julian Okwara stepping up. We see Kirby Joseph developing before our eyes. We see guys like Malcolm Rodriguez stepping in, making plays, and then Derek Barnes comes in one game and plays out of his mind.
Yeah.
So he is getting the best out of some of these guys, and he's putting them in positions for them to succeed.
He's doing exactly what you asked for. He said at the point where we thought the season was in the toilet, which is still obviously, looking that way a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but we want to see some progression, at least out of the young pieces. You want me to believe in AG? Like I believe in AG. You want to see him progress? You're seeing him progress from Aiden to Kirby to Malcolm. Like all these guys, given opportunities. Josh Pascal, which I'm curious tomorrow. I want to see the update on his knee. I know he left the game early last week. I think he's key to if we want to beat this Giants team. But young Chris, buy or sell an AG?
You gotta buy. It's easy to buy.
Boys.
I will say though, the one thing that still worries me a little bit is how long he takes to make adjustments. But I'm buying for the simple fact that, like you all said, a young team, if you give me the youngest team in the league, the point you've been hammering home all season, Easy, if you have the youngest team in the league, then that means I should see some progress and some internal improvement, and I've seen that. So I'm buying.
Yeah, it's if you are an offense and you go out there and you get shut down by Aaron Glenn and this Lions defense, you might need someone to talk to. You might need a little bit of help, and we got the spot for you. And that is SMA, or the Sports Marketing Agency. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread the awareness of mental health and other substance abuses. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. And trust me, guys, I used to work in this field. I know that people seeking help, stigma of them coming forward, is a big reason why they don't do just that. So if you are struggling or know someone who is, make sure you get the help you deserve at thesportsma.com.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play, as well as private lane reservation for $120 if you get thirsty. They have a $2 mystery beer vending machine, as well as multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you come check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Moretz.
What up, though?
We got young Chris in the T booth, Flannel Sam joining us, a legend killer on the ones and twos. And I want to talk about one of our favorite sites here is Tankathon.
Yes.
It's Neil's favorite, next to PH. And so on and so forth. Oh, this is Spotrax, the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Let me check your phone then, bud. Yeah. But nonetheless, Tankathon's one we've been keeping an eye on since the Detroit Lions started off 1-6, and then obviously started to see the Rams tank. And I appreciate them for the work they do. You know, they figure out who's drafting where week by week, and they're pretty quick with it. But they also have a feature on there that they add their own mock drafts along with these picks.
And they're stupid.
Can we pull up look at this, man. With pick 11, the Detroit Lions select, what's the name on that one?
Michael Mayer, tight end out of Notre Dame. That would be the Lions drafting their third first-round tight end in, 5-6 years?
Yeah.
That just is so absolutely blasphemous. It's the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen. Brad Holmes is not going to draft a tight end that high. He literally just traded the tight end they drafted that high because he didn't want to pay him. And guess what? We've had 3 tight ends score touchdowns since they got rid of him. Tight end is not this position that you need. It is not a position you draft in the top 15. You don't do it. It's not worth it, blood. This guy, Brad Holmes, is too smart to go out there and get a tight end. That will not happen. That is the dumbest thing. Honestly, I was laying in bed, and I saw that, and I screamed, and my dog jumped out of my bed and ran out of the room. I was that angry where I was like, no way! And she got up and ran. I'm sorry, Holly, but it pissed me off so much.
It's crazy because I respect Tankathon for the work they put in, and I know it's a tough job because we just cover mainly Detroit sports, and to gather all the information you need to have those type of conversations, to dive in depth with them. It's a lot. It's a lot, and it adds up, and you kind of have to formulate your theory or philosophy from there. But they're crushed with it on a national level because they have to have that much attention to at a national level, which you can't do. It's not a realistic expectation for them to know what's going on specifically with each and every team. But just in general, bro, drafting a tight end in the first round, in my opinion, shit's dead. Shit's dead. I have a list of the last, I think, almost 10 tight ends drafted in the first round. You tell me if they're still a first rounder at that point, especially at pick 11.
All right.
I'll start with Kyle Pitts.
No.
Being the most recent.
Yeah.
Still top 10, top 11.
He's having a bad year, but
that's the second bad year.
No, his first year was good.
His first year was
It wasn't bad. He had 1,000 yards.
Yeah,
Come on.
He had a good year last season.
Okay, that's fair.
That's what it is.
Would you draft Kyle Pitts at 11 for Detroit Lions?
No, because I think we need more.
Would you?
But I think if you're a team and you have a good defense and you need offensive weapons, yeah.
Too many holes on defense. No.
Okay. No fine.
No.
No, absolutely not.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
T.J. Hawkinson, and I've been a T.J. Hawkinson defender.
Oh, are you saying first round?
First round. These are first round tight ends. All right, let's do pick 11. Top 11 picks.
Okay, no.
Flannel Sam?
No, of course not.
Hayden Hurst?
No.
No.
Hell no.
Hell no.
David Njoku?
No.
No.
No. Evan Ingram?
No.
No. O.J. Howard?
No.
No. Eric Ebron?
No.
Hell no. No. Damn, why even read that? Say that out loud. Tyler Eifert? No.
Tyler Eifert was a dog.
I kept looking. I kept going down the list. The only name I could find that I was like, all right. I mean, there's 2 of them. Vernon Davis, Greg Olsen. Outside of that.
Kyle Pitts.
I'm not on the Kyle Pitts thing like you guys are. I mean, he did it 1,000 yards last year, sure. Maybe I'm biased because I have him in fantasy.
You are.
And I'm just like,
you're
what's
scoring.
going on, dog?
He's not having a good year.
Yeah, it's 3rd round pick. What are you doing, Pitts? Hook a brother up. But no. Just no. Even beyond the history of the Detroit Lions drafting a tight end with Eric Ebron, T.J. Hawkinson, and not ultimately working out. And I'm a T.J. Hawkinson defender. I still think he's a good tight end. He's top 5 tight end this year, statistically, by the numbers. But the Eric Ebron situation, it's historically in the NFL, tight ends in the first round don't usually work out for you. It's not a good investment. Same thing. I got heated.
Yeah.
I got pissed. I don't know if I scared my dog or my son, whatever, but I definitely was a...
You have a dog?
Yeah, what?
Oh.
I'm the best dog.
I saw it today.
His name's Mello. Oh, you did just see him, yeah. He's a bit of a spaz. But there's too much for me, Flynn Sam. I'm all worked up. Tight end at 11.
No.
Michael Mayer. Who is this guy, by the way? You probably know more than I do.
I'll be honest. I love Michael Mayer. That still doesn't mean that I'm going to draft him at number 11 for the Detroit Lions. Michael Mayer, I think, is a much better
John
prospect.
Mayer.
Yeah, right. Is an even better prospect than T.J. Hawkinson was. That maybe not Kyle Pitts, but he is a damn good prospect. The problem is that the Lions have too many holes on defense. Despite what you want to say about the defense playing better lately, they're still the bottom defense in the NFL. And the Lions offense, Lions have a better offense than they do defense. And when you look at the first pick, Kelly Ringo, cornerback from Georgia, fine. But at number 11, do you know who's available? Clemson linebacker Trenton Simpson. What do we need more?
That'd be nice.
A tight end or a linebacker?
Linebacker.
I understand that Zylstra, James Mitchell, and Brock Wright.
And who went right after Michael Mayer if you're trying to go offense?
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, like what?
If you're not going defense for some reason. Yeah.
Mike, what?
Yeah.
Michael Mayer's a dog, though.
I mean, Michael Mayer's a good player, but we have tight ends that can get the job done in the Detroit Lions offense. They have tight ends that can make plays. They don't need to spend another first-round pick. I don't want them to go offense at all, unless it's a quarterback. If it's not a quarterback, I don't want to see him drafting offense in the first 2 rounds.
I'm looking at the Tankathon website right now, and they actually have Bijan Robinson, the running back that a lot of people are fans of, at 13 to the Cardinals. Being how you feel about Swift, we have an elite offensive line.
No. Don't draft a running back in the first round.
How good is he? Saquon good? Is he of that ilk?
He's a great prospect. He's a great player. He makes a lot of plays, but you don't draft a first-round running back.
Running backs are a little bit of a dime a dozen. So, no, I would not draft Bijan number 11, but it pains me because he is such a great prospect. I mean, look at the Lions this year. Jamal Williams, who coming into this year I didn't think was a starting-level linebacker, running back, behind this offensive line, he's probably going to have an 1,000-yard, maybe 13, 14 touchdown season. So you can get a running back in later rounds and develop him as long as they stay healthy because, unfortunately, DeAndre Swift, we might be having to have the conversation. He might not be it, but I'm not replacing him with Bijan first-round pick. No way.
Yeah. Who's the linebacker you said you liked?
Trenton Simpson.
Trenton Simpson.
He says he goes 17 to the Chargers.
Noah Sewell's up there, too. I don't know if he's...
Is Joey Porter's son that sick?
Is who?
Joey Porter Jr.?
Yeah.
In Penn State?
He's a dog. And he's big and lanky.
Shit, I might take him over Kelly Ringo, who the Lions have. Joey Porter Jr., he is just that big physical corner. I know some of my favorite kind of players are those like big physical corners.
Yes.
And Joey Porter Jr. is that guy.
That's exactly what he is. He's a big physical guy, and he's got good ball skills.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to speak too much on all these guys. 'Cause as you know, Spinny, I don't watch much college ball unless like the big games, and I like doing actual call it nerdy or whatever the hell you want. But
Okay, I'm sorry, everyone in the chat that keeps commenting this. Blake Corum is not a round 2 running back.
Oh,
he's not.
I actually did want to talk.
He is not. Blake Corum is a fantastic college running back.
Yes.
Blake Corum is going to be a 3rd to 4th round draft pick. Blake Corum will be the 5th or 6th running back off the board.
Yeah,
it's just what happens.
Yeah, he's not
big enough to sustain success.
5'8", 210.
Yeah,
it's just not. He's just not. Darren Sproles was like a bit of an anomaly himself.
Yes, Blake Corum is a great college player. He's fantastic, a fantastic college running back.
Yeah,
but he does not have the skill set or physical capabilities to translate into the NFL.
It's the same way Tim Tebow was one of the greatest college quarterbacks.
Yes,
but in the NFL,
it's a little different because I can see Blake Corum at least doing something.
Yeah,
in the NFL,
Tebow beat the Steelers in the playoffs.
Tebow did beat the Steelers. That was I remember that. Demarius Thomas beat the Steelers in the playoffs.
I don't know.
He took a slant 60 yards for an overtime touchdown.
Almost on the kneel route. It's all the quarterback.
R.I.P.
Tim Tebow out there calling defensive plays and everything.
R.I.P. Demarius Thomas.
Oh yeah, damn,
yeah, that was sad.
That is crazy. I feel old because I remember growing up, there's names like that pop up, like so and so passed. You'd be like, who?
Yeah.
But we have a couple on our resume now.
That is true, but. There's no way to transition to this, so I'm just going to tell you. Come into Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home, up to $200,000. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary, because at Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right, you and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number 1. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG, and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports too, and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Looking to buy or sell your home? Whether you're a player or fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the number one option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call Michael Phillips at 313-403-0011. That's 313-403-0011. Michael Phillips, game on.
What up, though? And welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Mo Rax.
Hello.
Woodward Sports chat, man, killing me all the time. But they brought up a conversation that we kind of discussed last time a little bit with the draft. The Bijan Robinson stuff, I know we touched on a little bit there, and that was even in the prep. Maybe we will save it for tomorrow if you want, but honestly, I wouldn't hate it if they did it. I really wouldn't.
Drafted Bijan Robinson in the first round?
Yeah,
I would hate it.
You would?
I would.
Is he like as good as is he like a Saquon type prospect or like no?
He's not as good as Saquon. He's a great prospect, but he's not the same type as Saquon.
Flannel Sam?
No, I wouldn't say he's quite as high as Saquon, but he is one of the best running back prospects since Saquon. And I said that I wouldn't do it, but I don't know if I would I wouldn't be pulling my hair out.
Yeah.
Because at least it would be exciting. There would be some sort of sizzle, but at the same time, do the Lions really need sizzle?
No.
Yeah.
They don't.
And then another one that someone said in the Woodward Sports chat when I asked you guys before we move on is Jackson Smith and Jigba. I know if J-Mo's what we think he's going to be, I think you'd have 2 really good receivers.
No, defense.
Looking at Jalen Waddle. And by the way, Miami has a bad defense. You saw what we did to them when they came here in Detroit. You saw what the Bears did to them, too. It's not a good defense, but they're sitting pretty among the tops of the AFC. Would you take a gamble on the deadly wide receiver combo that Braylon always tells us in the chat, in the group chat all the time? We'd have one at that point for sure, without a doubt.
Yeah, we could have one with Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams. If we're drafting offense in the first 2 rounds, it should be quarterback. Other than that, we need defense. We need 4 starters on defense. Go get them. Get a defensive tackle. Get a cornerback. Get a linebacker. That's all.
Well, that's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
Well, Sam, this is like a Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle right now, turned up with a quarterback that you and I both were like, eh.
I mean, here's the thing. I think that Jameson Williams has a very good chance of being a better wide receiver in the pros than Jackson Smith and Jigba. And with all due respect to Jackson Smith and Jigba, but we've already seen Amon-Ra St. Brown has hit. He has popped. And Jameson Williams, he has that kind of speed that just you never see. You see it in Tyreek Hill and Jameson Williams. I know that's kind of a hot take, but I don't think it is. So I think that Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown could be that sort of wide receiver duo. And if you already have that, you can sort of replenish, or not even replenish, plenish the defense.
Okay. I thought I'd ask. Again, you know how I do the draft spinning. You used to get pissed off at it. I am okay. I'll pick like 5 players. I'm like, if they take them there, I'm fine with it. I have like one I'll die on the point for. Like I think he's worthy of being there. But if they take a good player, that's all you really hope for out of the draft. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you want good players. But speaking of good players, Detroit Pistons lost one. Beef Stew, who's had his like emergence this year. I think he's averaging like 12 points and 8 boards a game, if I'm not mistaken. It could be a little bit more or less. He has a sprained foot after the game last night. And I want to ask you guys, people have been clamoring for it since the beginning of, game 1 for Jalen Duren to start the center position. You think he's going to ball out? You think it's like his chance to take over the spot?
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't get into too much foul trouble, the guy's going to be a problem. He has the highest rate of contested rebounds in the NBA this season. Number 1. Numero uno. The guy is a rebound monster. The guy defends the rim at a higher level than anyone else on our team. So if Jalen Duren can stay in the game, if he can stay out of foul trouble, he will be a problem. I can see him getting a double-double in his first start. I can see him blocking 3 or 4 shots in his first start if he does not get into foul trouble, which is a big ask for an 18-year-old playing in the NBA.
I'm so excited for this opportunity for Jalen Duren, and I mean you're right. The foul trouble might be there, but I think there's a ranking that came out in contested rebounds, and among the league, Jalen Duren ranked number 1 as a rookie, 18-year-old, the youngest player in the league right now. It's just so much potential with him. We saw the fadeaway he had the other night too, like that. There's just so much like stuff you see out of this kid that is like bright, like a star. It's crazy. I don't know, man. I love having Trey Troy in the office, man. He's been killing it. But young Chris, I want to get your take on this one. Jalen Duren starting center for the Detroit Pistons. You think he cements the job? You think he takes it away from Beef Stew or what?
I think you guys aren't going to like my answer, but it's no. And it's because they just moved Bagley into lineup and Bay to the bench. And so with that, I don't see them starting both Bagley and Duren. I just don't. I think with Bay being out, with Stewart being out, the logical solution is to go back to Bay and have Bay and Bojan with Bagley. That makes the most sense. Do I think he has all the capabilities in Jalen Duren to be a starter and a great player in this league? Absolutely. But he's taking the starting spot from Bagley, not Stewart, because Stewart moved to the 4, and Duren's not going to play power forward. Not today, not probably ever. So that's been the whole problem with Bagley in Sacramento too, is playing the power forward. He's kind of underused as a power forward. He doesn't get to be maximized like he does as a 5. So he has the ability to be a starter, but he'd have to take it from Bagley, not from Stu. This just means more minutes though, but he's not taking the starting job from Bagley. Bagley just got it.
See, I'm here for it. I mean, go ahead, Sam. I saw you raise it.
I see. It's tough. I mean, Chris just made me think a little bit, because I was really on board to be like, yes, because you want to see Jalen Duren with more minutes, because when he has played, he has shown that he's probably the Pistons' best defensive player as an 18-year-old rookie, and he can protect the rim, and he gives you something on offense. And when from the beginning of the year we pretty much threw Jaden Ivey into the water and said sink or swim, and he has swam. Jalen Duren, we've kind of been sort of easing along, kind of not having him starting, having him play 21 minutes a game, and he has played well. He has been everything that we asked him to be. But I want to see moving forward, especially with the injury to Isaiah Stewart, with more minutes, can he be a guy that you can give more minutes to even when Isaiah Stewart comes back? So I would say my answer, not to be a cop-out, is let's see how it plays out. But in the interim, when Isaiah Stewart is out of the lineup, I definitely would like to see Jalen Duren maybe get 26 or 27 minutes a night as opposed to 21.
I'm all in. I think you see it like on the floor. Everyone talks about like rim pressure. A lot of people, that's why I love Jaden Ivey. There's a lot of rim pressure with the guy who took it to the rim. I even saw like at the point when Cade was gone, and I think it was 2 games ago at this point, where the pick and roll between Ivy and Duren was just like it was beautiful, and it was still like obviously somewhat sloppy because they're young and that good stuff. But like you saw the potential, and they still executed. Actually, against the Boston Celtics the first time around, and I think dude, I'm here for it. I really think he could, just because like just his presence alone in the paint defensively like commands respect. I mean, there's guys I think again in the Boston game where they just missed the shot, and Duren didn't even like jump to contest the shot. He was just there, and like. He's gonna be something for us, and as much as I love Beef Stew in terms of like what he represents for like the city and the team, the toughness, the grit you want to see in a Detroit Pistons jersey, Duren's just that guy.
He is,
and I think he at some point is gonna become deserving of it. He's gonna force Casey's hand in becoming the starting center, and I guess I can't say it will for sure happen. But I'm glad he's going to get a taste of it. What up, though, you made a face.
He's forcing it from Bagley, though, not from Stu. That's the thing.
Why you say that?
It's not. Because look at how Bagley plays versus how Duren plays. We all talked about it all year. Oh, once Cade got Bagley, once he got a rim runner, that's when Marvin Bagley's at his best, being the 5, running to the rim and getting the lob. That's also what Duren's best at. I don't want Bagley standing on the 3-point line. I want him as a roll man. So I think that those are two players that have similar skill sets. And so Duren's got to steal it from Bagley, not from Stu. Stu was the starting 5, but that was because Bagley was hurt. We all know now that coming into the season, because they went to it pretty quickly, that the vision was for Stu to be the 4 and Bagley to be the 5. Because the idea is that Stewart can hit threes at a better clip than Bagley and any of the other bigs on the Piston roster.
Yeah, for me, I agree with what Chris said about the logical thing is to bring Bay back up into the starting lineup. But I think it's to put Bay at 4 and bring Duren into the starting lineup at 5 and put Bagley on the bench.
Yeah.
Because Bagley, as good as he is at running he doesn't provide much resistance at the rim on the defensive side of the ball. Stewart is a much better defender than Marvin Bagley at the rim. And with Stewart gone, he is probably the best defender in that starting lineup, so you're going to need someone to defend at the rim. And I think Marvin can do it because of his size and his athleticism, but he's not a shot blocker. He's not a paint presence on defense. So I think you need some defense into that lineup. And that's where I would see Bagley being moved to the bench and Duren getting the start over him.
Yeah, just because like even last year too, when Bagley came in here, he got Katie rolling. They had like great chemistry, and I even had a conversation with Katie. It seemed like him and Bagley were pretty tight. They're talking about like making a song together and stuff like that. But Bagley in that instance was still coming off the bench, and I get that he was traded here, and maybe that's part of the reason why. But that was still the role, and it remained that way for us this season. I mean, Cade and Bagley still got their PT together. You know what I'm saying? They still got to go out, hit the court and ball, hit the pick and roll like you were saying. I just think defensively, and we know this team needs defense especially. I mean, I know they just took up Sadiq Bey and they sat him last night. We're going to talk about that soon too. But what up, Chris?
None of this is any referendum on Duren or his play. It is just strictly how the NBA works. And especially when you just moved Bey to the bench, that's a big step, because Bay's been a starter for the Pistons for
the past 3 years.
Yeah, for the past 3 years. So that's a big step to push him to the bench. And forgive me, I'm blanking. Oh, Dwayne Casey said that he was Manu, or that he could be a great bench player like that.
Yeah.
And so you're cementing him in that role, which could be obviously lifted temporarily because of the injury to Stu, but you're committing to Bagley. That says a lot about them wanting to start specifically Bagley. So I think Duren has the ability to start over Bagley, but I think that the decision is just right now. It's NBA politics for him to not be starting right now. And that's why it's nothing against Jalen Duren or his ability. Easily by the end of the year, he should be starting. I think he should be starting by January over Bagley. Spencer made a great point about the defense and the rim protection. That is something that Duren brings that Bagley does not. So I'm okay with Duren starting, but he starts over Bagley, not Stewart. I don't think a Bagley and Duren front line is productive. I think that's minimizing both of their talents and skill sets.
Sadiq Bey was the Iron Man for us. Started all 82 last season.
Yeah.
I think he started like 142 straight. I think I saw somewhere on Twitter.
He
like
was the last game he came off the bench was his first game in a Pistons uniform.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him bumping up to the 4, but before we do that, speaking of ball, I got to tell you guys about Moneyball. Moneyball Sportswear. Check out Moneyball Sportswear. It's the one-stop shop. Whether you want the latest looking athletic apparel or you need new uniforms for your team, Moneyball has it all. Stop in Moneyball's showroom in Southfield and experience the only way to ball, or visit moneyballsportswear.com. Join Woodward Sports Braylon Edwards, my guy, on Black Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., and you can win some free Moneyball swag. Moneyball. It's the only way to ball. It's Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
The official meat supplier of the Woodward Sports Network is The Butchery. So call 248-682-2697. Yeah, that's 248-682-COWS. Or you can move on over and order online at thebutcherysl.com. Shipping included for Woodward Sports customers. The Butchery, meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for, Wagyu meats, and artisan breads, all inspired by the legend Chef Dave. Only the best of the best for our meat-loving customers. An old-school butcher shop from a new-school perspective. We tell you guys this every time. With the heavyweights, you can believe us. We know good meat when we see it. And the Butchery has the best. So make sure you go check them out again at thebutcherysl.com.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin More Racks.
Hello.
We got young Chris in the TD booth, Flannel Sam on the 1s and 2s, and we are joined by a fan favorite, Polio J. Talking Detroit Pistons. I don't know if you got to catch it before you hopped in the studio, but we're kind of talking about the whole situation with Isaiah Stewart going down and what that means to line up. Obviously, Sadiq Bey sat last night. What did they end up going with as a starting lineup last night, by the way? I was cutting our clip.
Beef stew.
Okay.
Yeah. It was Ivy, Killian, Boyan, Bagley, beef stew.
Okay. Polo J. Apologize. The chat gives everybody these nicknames, bro, and I start...
Chad gives you these nicknames?
Yeah, the chat.
Oh, the chat.
Okay. The Woodward Sports chat gives
Okay.
gives guys these nicknames. And I just start. Funeral Sam was a thing for a minute, but Polo J. What do the Pistons do now? Isaiah Stewart's down. How do they fix it? How they move on?
They move. I don't know. How long is he down for? How long is he out?
Couple weeks at
2-3
least. They
weeks.
said they're going to come back to it after 2 weeks.
We need Kelly Olynyk, man.
Hey, yo.
I don't know. I don't see Noel getting much playing time, but you guys really think we're going to start Duren?
I hope so.
You think so? I don't know, man. Dwayne Casey likes to play his veterans. He likes to play Kojo a lot, so maybe like Nerlens Noel is like the Corey Joseph
You're not wrong.
of centers.
Yeah, the Sadiq Bey move too, by the way. Like, how did you feel about that?
I don't know. I've been a big fan of Sadiq Bey. I know his shooting hasn't been the greatest this year, but I think like his on ball, his like isolation play, he's really been good at finishing this year. But I understand. I know Bogyang's a better 3-point shooter, So I get it, but I'm really interested to see what they do, especially with Bagley, because Bagley looked pretty good last night. So I don't know if he could be the option at center, or if they're going to continue to play him at the 4.
Yeah. You can't put a lineup out there with Sadiq Bey and Bojan Bogdanovic in it. They just neither of them play any defense.
Yeah, we concurred to it a couple of weeks ago. Like Sadiq Bey is going to have to be Bojan off the bench, essentially.
Yeah. I'm curious what you guys think of Killian. Have you guys talked about Killian in a while now?
Not in a minute, but I know he's tuned in. He's tuned on.
Last 4 games he's been decent.
Yeah, he's been playing well.
Yeah.
Been playing pretty well.
I mean,
playing free, playing confident. You like to see that. You like to see him knocking some shots down. That's impressive. But we'll see. We'll see if he can sustain it.
I mean, I think he can. I mean, especially now you got guys coming back. You have Bagley coming back now. You have Burks back now too. Like Burks, I think the other night had 17 over the weekend. Like his first game back, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it was second or his first, but like definitely hella proud of that one, man. But Polo J, I know you're gunning for Chris's job, but Chris has his own segment today. All right, we gave him the young Chris fast break, and I'm here for it. Why don't you participate with us?
All right, let's get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. Start that beat. First one, and this directly translates to everything we've been talking about the last segment and a half here. So, with Stewart's injury, that kind of changes things a little bit. I mean, not really because it's a short-term injury, but going forward, Bey moving to the bench is interesting to me because I think both are up for extensions. Which one would you sign and which one would you trade? Bey, Stewart, if you had to choose between both of them.
That's a tough question.
That's tough. Oh, man. I gotta go Bey. I feel like you get...
The shot clock's not working. Sorry.
You're good. I gotta go Bey. I think he has a higher trade value, in my opinion. I think you see him with a 50-point game. Some of the things he has done for us, he's been a clutch shooter for us too. I think he just might get more back for Bey. And plus, like I said, Stu kind of like fits the attitude of Detroit. An attitude that a young team needs, I feel like, too.
Spencer?
Yeah, I'd probably go with Sadiq Bey to re-sign and Isaiah Stewart to trade. I think Sadiq Bey, you always need a 3-point shooter. You always need a guy that can come off the bench and knock down some threes. While Beef Stewart is, in my mind, the second big off the bench of a championship-winning team.
Polo J.
I'd have to agree, but I just wanted to add, how much would you guys want to give Sadiq Bey for an extension? You guys thinking maybe 4 years, $80 million? How much are you comfortable?
Hey, get your own segment.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
I'll take Sadiq Bey over Isaiah Stewart then.
Okay, Flannel.
Yeah, I would sign Sadiq Bey and trade Isaiah Stewart. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sadiq Bey seems to have regressed, and Isaiah Stewart is having the best season of his career so far. I just think the positional value. Bojan is not going to be here forever. You need to try to develop Sadiq Bey and make him that sort of 3-point specialist, and maybe get him some sort of... Maybe he can develop his defense a little bit. I just see Isaiah Stewart still, if he can't develop a consistent 3-point shot, a little bit of a tweener. Give me Sadiq Bey.
Yeah, that's why you take Sadiq Bey, because he is the more easy rosterable fit around any team in the NBA, projecting as a two-way wing that can shoot and defend. Granted, he's been inconsistent, but it's more foreseeable to see his ceiling versus what is Isaiah Stewart's real ceiling. If we're being honest here, I don't even think it's PJ Tucker. And PJ Tucker is a great corner 3-point shooter. I don't think Isaiah Stewart can get there one day. And so with that being said, I'll take Bey, because although he has more value on the trade market, that's because he's an easier piece to fit. I think Bey is a backup 4/5 unless he can develop a 3-point shot, and I'm not seeing enough out of it to believe that he will be a respectable 3-point shooter. What do you guys think? You guys think his ceiling is PJ Tucker? I think that's fair, and I don't think Isaiah Stewart can even reach that.
Yeah, no, they're different players in general too. PJ Tucker's 6'8", 6'7".
Yeah. No.
Bey's 6'8".
Yeah.
Or sorry, Stewart's 6'8".
PJ Tucker's
I think he's 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, he's smaller than that. I can't really make the comparison. Just I don't feel like the same at all. To be honest with you.
PJ Tucker plays also a lot better defense than Sadiq Bey.
Exactly.
So. Yeah. I was just saying, smaller. You can play at the perimeter, and as well what Terry always says, you got the ass on him. So you can play in the paint a little bit too.
Next one, Joe Dumars, Pistons guard. We talk about it all the time. Pistons win championships with legendary backcourts. Joe Dumars did not make his first All-Star appearance till his 5th season. Jaden Ivey, will he make an All-Star appearance on his rookie contract before it is said and done in the first 4 years?
Yes, 100%. I mean, all due respect to Joe Dumars, championship player, Jaden Ivey's got that it factor that fans love. Fans are part of the All-Star selection process, and players are part of the All-Star selection process too. They like guys who can ball. Jaden Ivey can ball.
Spencer?
Yeah, I think so too. I agree. I think he's going to make an All-Star appearance before his rookie contract is up. The guy is a playmaker. The guy is a freak athlete. He's putting up numbers, and he's only going to get more comfortable as the seasons go on.
Polo J.
Yeah, I'd probably agree. But I don't know. The East is really tough. You're going to have like Trae Young, Zach LaVine, guys like that who are going to be, Donovan Mitchell now in the Eastern Conference. So it's going to be hard, for years to come. Yes, I'm sure I'm forgetting some names too. Yeah. So it's going to be tough. I would say it's not likely to happen, but since we're being positive, I guess I'll go with it.
Flannel.
No, I will say yes. It'll be on maybe the last year of his rookie contract. Before the season started, I would have said no. But Jaden Ivey, he has exceeded even my expectations. And who knows how good he's going to be moving forward. Yes to Jaden Ivey.
Yeah, 100%. Jaden Ivey. Polo J, appreciate you joining us, man. Bertuzzi.
Yeah.
Makes his return tonight. That's another exciting guy. I want to talk about that. But before we do that, Smitty, tell us about the best defense on and off the field.
Best defense on and off the field is obviously Guardian Alarm, because Guardian Alarm can keep you safe and give you peace of mind whether you're at home or on the road. With their 24/7 local monitoring, they make sure the things that are important to you stay safe. All you have to do is call 1-800
out.
That's 1-800
stay out
right now and let them know Woodward Sports sent you. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
Thanksgiving is all about family and friends. That's why Woodward Sports wants to send you and your crew front row for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Easy there. Hey, it's Thanksgiving. Shouldn't you be in Detroit losing a football game right now?
That's right, you and 3 people that you're thankful for sitting in row number 1. So close you can hear the action, smell the excitement, and taste the glory of Detroit football. All you have to do to enter is retweet or share our post on Twitter and IG, and tag 3 of your friends or family. If all 3 of those people are following Woodward Sports too, and we pick your name, you and your crew will all get the best seats inside Ford Field. So hop on Twitter and Instagram and tag your crew. And we'll see you Thanksgiving Day at Ford Field. Brought to you by Lady Jane's and Custom Health Centers.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Get your customized approach to weight loss like my guy, Ryan Armani.
Who's that?
That's my guy, Ryan Armani.
He don't look like that no more.
No, he doesn't. He's looking thin these days. That's thanks to Custom Health Centers. Think of all the ways that weight can affect your health. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Custom Health Centers blessed to have had over 200,000 successful stories. It has been our honor to help many professional athletes lose weight and improve their health. People like Detroit Lion Eddie Murray and Detroit Piston Rick Mahorn. Start losing weight today. Call Dr. Jason and Custom Health at 844-789-8446. That's 844-789-8446.
Man's down 15 pounds already.
Good.
15 pounds already.
Slim fit.
That's impressive.
What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin More Racks.
Hello.
Just chilling here. Hey, dude.
Hey, what's up, man? Big fan of the show, bro.
Shout out. We got young Chris in the TV booth. Flannel Sam on the ones and twos. Brian Armani on the screen. Tyler Bertuzzi making his return tonight. I've always felt, because I'm a new hockey fan, right? And
yes.
Part of like my introduction to actually trying to pay attention to the Red Wings last year was the season opener against Tampa Bay, and I believe he had a hat trick, if maybe even 4 goals. But he was just a rock star on the ice, and he's obviously the vet for the young guys too. I know he broke his hand, but he's always bullying guys, sticking up for Lucas Raymond and Sider and all those guys. 3-game losing streak the Red Wings are on. They could use this shot in the arm more than any other team.
Mm-hmm.
What does Tyler Bertuzzi mean to this team, and how do you expect him to have effect in the game tonight?
Tyler Bertuzzi means a lot to this team. Obviously, he is a like you said, a gritty guy. He is a guy that will stand up for players like Lucas Raymond when they're getting kind of bullied by some guys out there. But he's also a 30-30 guy last year. This is a 60-point guy, 30-goal scorer. He is a guy that brings a lot to this Red Wings lineup. He is your first-line guy. So that frees up Kubalik to be able to move down, and you get some more offensive power throughout that lineup. You get some more offensive power on the wherever Kubalik's going to go. They had him on the 4th line to begin the year. I don't think he's a 4th-line player. So if they bring him down to the 2nd line, wherever they move him around, it frees up a lot. It gives a lot of versatility through this lineup. And Tyler Bertuzzi is a guy that can score in bunches. When he gets it going, when he gets hot, he can score multiple goal games. He can do what he needs to do, and he is a big locker room guy. Everybody on the ice loves Bert. They all those guys. You listen to him talk in post-game press conferences, in different things in the locker room about him. Everybody in that Detroit Red Wings locker room loves Bert. He's a big guy to help them out. He brings depth back to this lineup because you don't have to have Kubalik playing on your number 1 line. No matter how good he is or how good he's looked, you can move that down. You can spread the wealth through your lineup a little bit so you don't have your 3 best goal scorers all on the top line. You don't have your 3 only goal scorers all on the top line. So Kubalik can move down, and that will spread the wealth a lot more. He also plays a good role on the power play. He brings more, I don't want to say, I don't know, they're more connected. Like him, Larkin, and Raymond, they've spent more time. They have better chemistry out there on the ice. So you put them out there. You put, I assume, Perron and Mo Sider as your number 1 power play unit. That puck's going to be moving around. They're going to make a lot of plays. So Bert is huge to come back. They're going against a reeling Anaheim Ducks team. This Ducks team sucks. They're not playing good hockey. So this is a get-right game if I've ever seen it for the Red Wings. You bring Bert back, I expect him to score a goal in his first game back. I really do. Because that's what he does. Every time he comes back in the lineup, the man goes off.
Dude.
He's excited to be back. He hits the ice running. Give me a Bert anytime goal in this game. Give me the Red Wings beating the Ducks 3-1.
Wait, like 62 points last year, and he's limited because of the COVID situation. Couldn't play in like Canada and New York. Like, Bert's a rock star, bro. I love watching that guy play. Like you said, he's got the chemistry. Flannel Sam, tell us about Bertuzzi's return.
Oh, I think it has the potential to be massive because at the beginning of the year, the Red Wings got off to a 7-3-2 start basically without him. But these last 3 games, the Red Wings are slipping a little bit. They're on a 3-game losing streak. Only one of them was an overtime or a shootout against Montreal. And they're in danger on the West Coast of kind of imploding a little bit. But who comes back just in the nick of time? One of their best offensive players overall, Tyler Bertuzzi. And like Spencer said, he's a guy that's going to give them a shot in the arm. They need this win at Anaheim. And Tyler Bertuzzi, I would count on him to score a goal as well. And then let's go back a little bit to the Montreal game because I think that was a bigger loss than a lot of people believe. They were 0 for 7 on the power play. Mm-hmm. Do you think a guy like Tyler Bertuzzi might have gotten a goal in that game? Might have made it a lot more likely for them to get a goal. So Tyler Bertuzzi's importance cannot be overstated, and they need him right now. They need to in these next 3 West Coast games. We were talking about it on Big D Energy get 3 or 4 points, the minimum 3. And the easiest way to do it is to do it at Anaheim. And the Anaheim Ducks are terrible. They're reeling. Got to get this win. Tyler Bertuzzi, welcome back.
Yes.
He's my favorite Red Wing.
Bert?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun to watch, man. And he chirps. That's what I like about him.
I know, man. Like I said, he's just a rock star out there. He really is. Like, if anybody out there is like me and you don't watch a lot of hockey generally, tonight's tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Bert's return. The teammates going to be pumped up. He's always pumped up. Tonight's the night to tune in.
Definitely. Tonight is the night to tune in. They're playing in Anaheim at the Pond at 10 o'clock. And that'll do it for us today. We appreciate you all for tapping in and watching the Woodward Heavyweights. You know who we are. We're the Woodward Heavyweights. You know when we are. We're live Monday through Friday. You know where we are. It's woodwardsports.com. For the man to my left, the one, the only, Speak Easy, Chris Platty holding it down in the TD booth, and our guy Sam Flannel on the ones and twos. I am Spencer Axter. We are the Woodward Heavyweights, and we'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.